Messicks, a helping hand with your land.
Neil from Messicks here at the Kubota MX series tractor. We're going to do a quick walk around the machine here and show you some of the features and function of the tractor and see if this may be the right machine for you. Kubota has a rather complex product line, and sometimes it's difficult to really establish what is the right tractor for you. Kubota offers an L series of machines that are really geared towards landscape tasks, ones where you don't necessarily want a big heavy tractor. Ones where the weight of the machine would simply cause you to rut up lawns, to cause damage to turf, and applications where a big, heavy, bulky tractor is really not necessary. As you move up in the product line, you'll start to shift into the M series tractors, where now you're getting into machines that are intentionally heavy tractors made for more utilitarian type tasks, where you'll start to get more clutch and gear type transmissions that are really geared towards more ground engaging work, where weight becomes a necessity. The MX series is kind of a bridge between those two, where we're starting to move out of landscape type tasks and into more utilitarian type tasks, but we still want a tractor that has an available hydrostatic transmission and isn't so physically large that it's hard to get around. That's kind of the niche that the MX operates. Kubota does offer several standard series tractors. In the L series, you'd see the 01 series machines, the 3301, 3901, 4701, and then you'll start to move up into the MXs as you continue forward. This tractor shares a lot in common with an L4701. When you sit them side by side, they're nearly the same size tractor, and in fact, they look almost exactly the same. One place the MX differs from an L4701 is in the rear end. This is a Category 2 3-point hitch with a physically heavier and larger rear end than what's used in an L4701. The customer who would want that would typically be the guy who's doing more ground engaging type work, where you want a little bit more weight in the rear end of the tractor, or you're going to start running some larger implements that are going to use Category 2 pins rather than Category 1 pins. Typically, you're going to find that to be large, heavy rotary cutters when you start to move into medium duty stuff, where it's physically a lot more weighty than, say, a standard duty cutter. Even in this size, you can comfortably get into some 84-inch cutters that would run okay on this machine. And in the 84-inch ones in a medium duty, they can start to weigh quite a lot. And so Category 2 pins become a necessity for those larger implements. This is still a standard series tractor. So while the 3-point hitch does have a deluxe adjustment for the tilt, you're still using turnbuckles without extendable link arms in order to put your attachments on. And those are some upgraded features that you'll find in Kubota's more deluxe tractors. All of the MX series tractors use a 4-cylinder Kubota diesel engine. And that heart of the engine is really what Kubota has become known for over the years. The 48 horse model right here is naturally aspirated, while the 52 and 58 horse versions are turbocharged. Being that these are all Tier 4 final tractors, they do have diesel particulate filters up here on the top. If you've read about or heard about these things before, essentially what they do is take the place of a muffler capturing soot that comes out of the engine. Once they plug up, it needs to go through a burn cycle which purges the soot out. In a tractor like this, you'll typically see that happen about every 30 to 50 hours or so. Generally on a machine like this, it's nothing to worry about. Operate your tractor at reasonable RPM so you have good hot exhaust, and go operate the machine, and it basically takes care of itself. As you work your way back through the engine compartment here, you can see Kubota's actually put some thought into making this tractor easy to service. The battery, perhaps the most common thing that you get at under the hood, is right here. I don't know how you could have an easier battery to change out than this one. Other common checks right here for your radiator fluid is right in the front. All of your radiator and hydraulic coolers are right here in the front as well, making them really easy to get at and clean if you need to. The air filter is a large canister right here in the front. It's easy to pop that guy open and slide the element out to check it. And simple things like oil filters and dipsticks are located right around the side. The dipstick for the engine is right here at the bottom. You don't even have to lift a cowling or anything out of the way to get to it. It's right here at the side of the machine. So a very, very easy machine to get around to take care of all of your periodic maintenance. One thing that's often not talked about on Kubota tractors is the way that they set up their steering angle on their front axles. If you look at how far around I was able to cock this tire, coming nearly around to the hood, they use a bevel gear front axle design that allows for a really tight steering angle. So it makes this a very maneuverable tractor, even with a little bit longer wheelbase. So if you're making passes back and forth with your mowing, you're not having to make wide turns around to get back into row with the next line. You simply cock this thing around and away you go. You'll also notice on that front axle here that all the cylinders and everything are covered with shielding to keep everything out of the way. Rubber boots around all the moving spots to keep any kind of grasses or debris that you're running over from getting caught up underneath the tractor. There are two main transmissions options offered on an MX series tractor, and that would be either hydrostatic or gear. The gear type transmissions will typically have a shuttle shift and a gear selector, and you shift between those gears with a clutch, much like you would in a manual transmission car. The hydrostatic option is, for us, the more popular of the options because it is a little bit easier, more accessible transmission to operate and is only nominally more expensive given the cost of the tractor. To operate the hydrostatic, simply all you do is push the pedal forward to go faster and push the pedal back to go rear. There's a 3-range mechanical transmission that would give you a low, medium, high that would say set that operating range to about 0 to 5, 0 to 10, or 0 to 15 miles an hour, but simply it drives like a big lawnmower. The harder you press, the faster you go. That's a great transmission for doing loader work and all kinds of versatile attachments that you can put on these tractors. For somebody who's simply going to go out and cut with a rotary cutter and just go out and mow the back 40, sometimes a gear transmission is a fine choice where you're just going to kick the thing in gear and go for an hour or two. But if you're going to be doing a lot of direction changes or need to be doing precision work, a hydrostatic transmission is a great option. The dash of the tractor down here is really nice and clean and uncluttered. There's an analog gauge right here in the middle giving you a tach, showing you exactly what your PTO and engine RPMs are, along with an hour meter down here in the bottom, a fuel gauge, and a bunch of lights coming up here on the side to give you engine state and any kind of operating information. Down here along the side, you'll see the control for the 3-point hitch to move this up and down. Optional draft control or rear remotes are available for those slots right there. To engage and disengage the PTO, you have this knob that you push and turn to turn it on, or tap it to turn it off. Back around the other side, we have 2 other levers. Mechanical cruise control. If you want to drive at a constant speed for a long period of time, you just push that guy forward and it'll make the tractor drive at a constant speed by holding down the hydrostatic pedal. And then a range selector for the transmission, low, medium, or high. I like to say loader, mower, highway. More often than not, that's how those things get used. To engage and disengage your 4-wheel drive, you're right back here on the bottom. There's a diff lock back here on your rear heel, and that about sums it up. Like I said, this is a standard series tractor giving all the features that are needed, but not a whole lot of unnecessary extras. So that's the Kubota MX series. If you find yourself needing a tractor or any kind of parts or service needs for a machine like this, give us a call at Messicks. We're available at 800-222-3373 or online at Messicks.com.